Hi again, this is Dazzle Reads. I'm going to read you my first 3 pages of chapter 1 of the Mindstalkers novel. It's currently available on Amazon as a blurb or an excerpt that you can download for free until October 4th. However, the actual book is $2.99 and you can download the full book for that amount, and that's $2.99 US. All right, so chapter 1, fear, unlike anything I'd ever felt, bubbled in the pit of my stomach, clawing savagely at my insides like a ravenous beast. I gripped a short glass, once filled with ice, Tito's handmade vodka, soda, and a couple of ringed limes. Now, the contents dripped down the angular jawline of a dark eyed, belligerent man. He stood before me, wiping his face with his right hand, smearing the liquid down his gaunt cheeks, letting the droplets splatter the ground from a hand with permanently bruised knuckles. The bartender remained silent, feigning ignorance, his back turned towards us after he pocketed his tip. The angry man in front of me glowered, shaking off the remaining droplets from his fingers with another flick. His fierce gaze contrasted with the liquidity and lull of the trance music blaring from all four corners of the rooftop bar called the Canopy. His nostrils flared, his brows furrowed, and veins darkened, bulged, and throbbed at the corners of his bloodshot eyes. I can't recall a time I've seen someone so enraged. The guy wasn't much older than me, late 20s or maybe 30s, but the dark circles beneath his eyes hinted at late nights spent doing whatever men like him did, maybe harassing women like me, or his other favorite activity, stalking his ex girlfriend, Carmen Stalls. Do you know who the hell you're messing with, swine? His voice was tight, barely audible through the roar of blood between my ears. Heat flushed my cheeks like a sunburn. What the actual hell come over me? Why did I just throw a drink in my longtime friend's ex's, Gavin Cress's face? Oh, right. Last time they were together, Carmen and I had drifted apart as life got busy. I would have never known about the horrors of their relationship if she hadn't posted a cryptic message, obviously deleted hours later, mentioning they were no longer together. I wish I had the guts to pick up the phone to check on her instead of having to find out like a complete stranger from social media that she was in pain and the monster in front of me was the cause. Are you going to stand there, sucking up all the air like the blowfish you are? He scowled. For some weird reason, between the insanity of bumping into this jerk and then later throwing a drink in his face, I managed a pained laugh. Ha! A sound that could have been described as a hybrid of a squeak and a gasp. He laughed. He closed the distance between us in the amount of time it took me to recover my breath. His hand clasped around my throat, bony fingers tightening with surprising grip, strength. The balls of my feet barely scraped the fake turf that lined the bar. I wasn't light by any means. As a curvy girl who shopped for double digits at clothing stores, I'd never been lifted like this ever in my life. He snarled, an eerie light flickering behind his gaze. Something inhuman and unsettling. My fingernails dug into his wrist as I drew back one of my heels to plant and kick in his groin, but he must have read my movements and slammed me backwards onto the ground. The force left me breathless. My bones seemed to rattle as pain started radiating up my tailbone. A white, hot, searing pain engulfed my body, starting at the base of my skull. A scream tore through the air. Not from me, strangely enough. I turned my head slightly, wincing through the pain, pounding like a snare drum. I stared at the lithe body hanging off the side of the bar. It belonged to the bartender. Perhaps he tried to stand up for me after my body slam. A deep, indigo, bluish liquid trickled down his nape and dampened his blood-soaked scalp. Gavin arched his back like a feline, something slithering underneath the fabric of his denim jacket. He squared his shoulders and threw his arms above his head, stretching as if waking up from a nap. Silence enveloped me. My body twitched involuntarily as the pool of blood from the bartender started to trickle towards me, puddling and seeping into the turf. My pain dulled, little by little, like the fainting sound of raindrops on a tin roof. The bustling rooftop bar erupted in screams. The trance music seemed to be cranked up a notch just to down the sounds. Muffled screams echoed around me, mixed with strange guttural snarls. The patrons that weren't screaming or searching for an exit weren't quite human anymore. Gavin laughed and said, "Eat 'em up." He turned to face me. His flash of a toothy smile disappeared with my dull ache. Somehow I was standing, staring at the bartender and raising my eyes back to his attacker. "What are you doing up? Ready to be devoured, I see," Gavin said, with visible disdain. He stalked towards me. His long, lilt frame, dressed in all black, resembled how I imagined a modern-day Grim Reaper to approach. The outfit did nothing to hide the visible wetness of blood and some other bodily fluids that made his shirt and jeans seem clingy and shine. Without warning, a dark figure tackled the man to the ground. It stunned me. My legs became like jelly as Gavin was pinned 1 minute and the man who tackled him was bucked off of him the way a bull bucked off a cowboy with one powerful hind kick. "Who the hell?" Gavin started. The man drew a weapon, pointing it at Gavin, a silvery, chrome-colored weapon. A gun? Was the guy standing in front of Gavin a cop? I didn't have time to process everything. Gavin turned to me. A lightning quick whip of pain forced itself into my nape. I tasted copper as bile rose in my throat. Something took over my limbs, and time slowed. I saw a flash of blinding blue-white light. Darkness consumed me, pulling me under until my sanity slipped away. The small part of me that held everything together dissolved. The real me. The one I feared. The one I kept hidden beneath the surface of my skin was awakened and unleashed. So that's it for the first half of the chapter. If you want to continue reading, go to Amazon Kindle and download Mindstalkers, the excerpt. It's by DASL, that's my initials, and it's Dazzle. So it's pronounced Dazzle, but DASL with a period between between all the letters is how you'll locate the book. Once you're there, go ahead and download it. It's free until October 4th. After that, it goes up to 99 cents, and then you can download the excerpt as your own personal copy to keep, whether you get it for free or for the 99-cent amount. There's 8 chapters. There's also going to be a link to my website if you want to learn more about me. I do have future projects coming up. They will be included in the back page about us section of the book as well as on the website. And there's currently just a Kindle version out. If I have more interest in my novel, then I'll go ahead and proceed with pursuing a paperback or hard book copy of